Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the IGN Pro League. My name is TotalBiscuit, bringing you the matchup between the two teammates of FnaticMSiTTI, Phoenix and TT1. The first matchup did go to Phoenix after a lengthy back and forth, and Phoenix's drop play came into effect in fine style, eventually denying TT1's ability to build a large enough army in order to defeat his teammate and opponent. The question is, will TT1 be able to come back from this in this best-of-3 series? One of these guys is going out, and of course TT1 is just one game from falling out of the IGN Pro League entirely. Let's see what happens right here on the Crossfire. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Crossfire. I bring you Phoenix in the blue trunks. He's playing Terran right here to the southwest of this particular map. He's from Team FnaticMSiTTI versus his opponent, also from Team FnaticMSiTTI. So one and only TT1 in the green trunks. He is playing Protoss up to the northeast. Now, in that previous engagement, TT1 fell to the one thing that Phoenix is exceptionally good at above all else, and that's drop play, drop play, drop play. His harassment was consistent and effective, and regardless of the misstep early on in the game, he was able to draw his opponent out into a position where he was unable to defend against those drops. Not enough photon cannons in the line to deal with it, of course, as we saw. And really, building a lot of photon cannons, while it might seem like a good idea, you're also investing a lot of money that could be spent in forces that are actually mobile. And if he'd forced his opponent to build a lot of photon cannons, well, then the forces that he'd have gone up against would have been smaller. So TT1 might have fallen even earlier as a result. It's a careful balance, folks. You got to watch out for that kind of thing. Regardless, I think that TT1 will be much more on his guard against that kind of play, honestly. We'll find out. We'll find out. It's a little bit of advice being given right here by Phoenix to his teammate TT1 on the Crossfire map. Barracks coming down for him as well, and the Gateway on its way for TT1. Nothing particularly special from either. Gateway going down on 13 supply right here for TT1. Get his economy rolling just a little bit more, and straight into an assimilator right now. A little bit later on the assimilator, nothing that really matters, but still, he'll have a good solid economy, and he's not looking for any real early game aggression as of yet. Some interesting information right here. Of course, this is really not going to matter too much. Obviously, discussing a matchup that's going to be going on for them, but by the time you've actually watched this cast, that match has probably already been done, so don't worry about it too much. TT1 with a complete Gateway. The question is, will he wait once again with this build? He's straight into that Cybernetic core. Looks like he's going to wait once again for that Stalker. Probably going at the same build that he was previously, which is that 3 Gateway into the Robotics and then into Colossus later on. Phoenix looking for an expansion pretty quickly as well, I would think. Having a little bit of a scout around, seeing what he can see. He has to wonder if TT1 is going to try and block it off by placing a pylon. The scout is on its way. Phoenix with a barracks out of the way right here. An intriguing maneuver, and fairly smart as well, bearing in mind that his opponent probably will not check that area yet. We never know, though. You just never know. We will find out very, very shortly as to whether or not he actually goes for it. Looks like Phoenix aggressively denying scouting right here. Can he do it? Yes, he can. A nice play there by Phoenix. And with that barracks over there, that's going to cause TT1 a few problems because, of course, TT1 is not going to scout there. He's not really going to be aware of what's going on. And we're looking like an early Marauder push. A very smart move against the Protoss. It was very popular back in the StarCraft 2 beta, in fact, whereby a lot of people would just go for this really early Marauder push with the concussive shells. And we'll see what Phoenix decides to follow it up with. The barracks with Marines coming up for him as well. And TT1 with a sentry coming out, his mineral count is getting quite high, so we could be seeing an expansion pretty early. If he's building sentries, it's pretty likely that you can expect an expansion, simply because they use a lot of gas and not so many minerals. There we go, 400, and Probe is on its way. You can only expect that's going to come, and that could be quite vulnerable, actually, to Phoenix's early push. The question is, will TT1 see that one coming, and will he be able to deal with it? TT1 decides not to do that, in fact, and obviously seeing those forces on the way, doesn't want to expand yet. Not really feeling it right now. Looking like an early bunker push, possibly, with this one. SCV could place the bunker down, but the question is, will TT1 see it coming? We will find out. We will find out. A lot of firepower in that little group. 2 Marauders, 2 Marines, concussive shells available, so Zealots aren't going to be all that effective. Here comes the push from him. Backing it up with many more SCVs, so we really are looking for a bunker push by the looks of it right here. Single SCV annihilated immediately. A bunker coming down at the bottom of the ramp. Will TT1 see it? He will. There goes the probe, moving out to do the expansion, and that's going to get denied by Phoenix. No expansion for you as of yet, but in the meantime, drawn out by TT1. TT1, does he have the firepower to really deal with this kind of force? I don't really think he does, but he's doing a damn good job of it. He's pushing over with a few more Stalkers as well. Here come the reinforcements, catching Phoenix out completely. And that bunker contained, by the looks of it, is a complete failure. Stalkers very easily able to deal with all of those. A great defense there by TT1, sending in one wave, followed up by the second one. Loses a Stalker in the process, kind of annoying, but nonetheless, needs to prevent that Marauder from getting into that bunker. He doesn't block it! Oh, wow. He tries so very hard to do it, but he can't do it. That is very unfortunate. He's going to have to send the Zealots forward in order to deal with that. However, he does get his expansion out. Another unit in the bunker. Will he be able to get anything out of it? He will not, and no salvage for him as well. Driven away right here by a very aggressive defense by TT1. And the best offense, ladies and gentlemen, is a good defense, and vice versa. At least in this particular situation, if you happen to be TT1. Now, expansion-wise, what's happened? Nothing. Phoenix is not expanding right now, sticking on one base for the time being. He's got a factory on the way up, and in the meantime, TT1 continues pushing all the way through there. That is one eviscerated Zealot. And those Marauders going to be a lot of position. If he's able to snipe off that one with even one shot from the Stalker, there you go, takes it out very nicely indeed. However, those Zealots still in a lot of trouble, and this could be a problem. Right now, Phoenix looking for a flanking maneuver, and that Zealot is... Oh, it's so close. No! No, Zealots! Why? Didn't happen, I'm afraid. Phoenix able to catch it. Very nice flanking maneuver by that. Shame he didn't get the Stalker as well, but still pretty good. Now, what is Phoenix doing? He has started his expansion, and he does have the starport on the way. Tech Lab coming up on the factory could mean a number of things. Could be Infernal Pre-Ignite Hellion drops. It could be Siege Tanks. We've seen him use both very effectively in the past, and of course in the past game he was able to do an awful lot of damage with the Siege Tanks. Good play by him. And TT1 just hanging back right now. He does have the defenses to push away anything like this. You know, a small Marine Marauder push isn't going to do anything to him right now. And Stimpack has only just started, so it's going to be a while before those can even pose any grave threat. In the meantime, TT1 looking to get aggressive right here. How many gateways does he have on the field? He actually does have 4. He's not gone in for the robotics facility as of yet. Could be trying to get aggressive with these 4 gateways, and I wouldn't blame him, honestly. Very popular. A little bit late to be the patented 4-gateway push, but it doesn't really matter because he can still do a lot of damage. One Marauder eliminated right there. A great divide by those force fields. And once again, holding him down. Excellent play there by TT1. Holds him down very easily and slices through the Marauders with no problem at all. Minimal losses for TT1. Very efficient play. Good use of the sentries. In the meantime, Phoenix is mixing it up a little bit. He's got the cloaking field coming in, and he's got the Banshees on the way. And he's exploiting the fact that his opponent does not have robotics. Those cloaked Banshees will be absolutely lethal if they're able to land before observers come out. It's looking like certainly one will get there. The cloak probably won't be ready, but it's going to look pretty damn close. We'll find out very shortly. TT1 with a push once again. How much damage can he inflict? SCV for free. Barracks may die. Looking very likely that it will, actually. Oh, it's up in the air, though. Nope, that's not going to happen. Not at all. TT1 with absolutely no interest of going down there at all. In the meantime, Banshee is on the way. Where is that observer? It's not ready yet. Cloak will be ready, I think, by the time that this lands. And TT1 not going straight into an observer. Cancels out of the Immortal, and there we go. He's got a 30-second window where Phoenix can get in there and do damage before the observer comes into play. And TT1 backing off immediately. The question is, can he get there in time? We will find out very shortly. Phoenix, there's the cloak, unneeded, honestly. But straight into the line, he's going to be able to do some good economic damage right here. How many probes can he really pick off with this particular Banshee? TT1 needs to draw back immediately in order to deal with that. The Observer is in play. That is a lot of economic damage done. 6 probes, looking for the 7th, but the Observer will be here very, very shortly. And nice play there by TT1. He's not going to be able to nail a Banshee down, however, unless he gets a successful warp in. Maneuvering it around very rapidly, takes another probe. In the pass, that's 7 in that particular attack run. Looks for the 8th, can't get it, needs to leave immediately. Great play there by Phoenix. Easily able to get away from that, and fantastic damage done as well. TT1 still ahead in terms of the economy. However, losing 7 probes is not something you really want to happen. And a second cloaked Banshee comes in on the expansion. However, TT1 is ready for it, and the photon cannon is prepared. Nothing like that's going to happen anytime soon. And it looks like Banshee was sniped out right there as it drove back in and was caught by the Stalkers. And now following that up with a robotics bay. Now, what's the armor situation looking like for Phoenix? His supply count is looking alright, but it's not quite as good as TT1, certainly. Although, bear in mind, a lot of those units are actually harvesters for TT1. Still, he does have an army count advantage over Phoenix. Phoenix doesn't really have a huge amount of upgrades. He does have Concussive Shell, he's got Stimpack, and he does not have ground weapons at all, whereas ground weapons are well on their way for TT1. That could be a significant advantage. In the meantime, Phoenix is actually expanding down here. A little bit risky, but we'll find out. I mean, TT1 is not really known for drop play, so it's quite likely that he won't go for that. We'll find out, though. It is a possibility. Many, many possibilities going on. Ooh, nice. A second robotics facility coming around for TT1. Colossi heavy play looking extremely likely. Extended thermal lance coming up for that. Obviously, a little bit tricky with 4 gas, but should be able to do it. He's saving up quite a bit, so I would imagine a heavy push probably in the next few minutes. In the meantime, I still see one tiny little Banshee over in the corner. Will it be able to get in there and do anything? Well, not really. However, this particular expansion, which is inevitably going to come up, will be potentially vulnerable. The question is, will Phoenix move out and actually deal with it? Small expeditionary force right now from Phoenix. No drops as of yet. Photon cannons in the line to make sure that that can't actually happen. And TT1's base well defended right now. Not really all that vulnerable to drops. And of course, doesn't want to repeat the same mistakes that he had. I don't really blame him, honestly. Really, really don't. It lost him the previous encounter, regardless of the length of the game. Rolling out right here. TT1 pushing forward once again. That expansion is still quite vulnerable to a potential attack. The question is, does TT1 know that it's there right now? In the meantime, there we go. Once again, Banshee's going in, but easily dealt with. Very easily dealt with by TT1. Nothing to really worry about. And once again, here comes the push. Now, I would be rather concerned right now if I were Phoenix. However, that is a large force moving out. They might be able to catch it on the flank. Colossi is going to get caught out of position. Critical right now. Oh, there's the stim and the follow-up. A faked retreat. And there's the engagement from TT1. Can he grab it? He looks for it. Colossi taken apart. And that was critical to this particular engagement. And those reinforcements blocked off very easily right there. The force field's trying to hold them in place. And TT1 should be able to eliminate this force, but he did lose an awful lot in making that happen. So that wasn't too good for him at all. Phoenix continuing to hold the line as much as he can and evacuating almost immediately. And not a lot of firepower available right here for TT1. Reinforcements coming in, picks it up, drops it off over the force fields right now, rains it down on TT1 quite literally as they fall from the sky. Nails down Stalker, looks for a second. It's a good engagement right here by Phoenix, extremely good. TT1 getting ripped apart. This is not what TT1 wanted at all. God, and I don't really blame him for thinking that. Oh, that was brutal. Excellent bait and switch there by Phoenix, pulling back slightly, drawing his opponent out of position, and then able to inflict immense damage in a situation where really he was actually losing the fight, but because of clever positioning and mind trickery, he was able to draw his opponent out and get him into the counter position that he really wanted him to be in. And now drops are in the air, and that pylon will not stay alive at all. Or will it? He doesn't have any military units there. However, those zealots aren't going to be able to do anything. Planetary Fortress is deployed, so I'm afraid not. They will get hellfire rain down on them. They will not be able to do too much at all. He goes for it anyway, so he's taking the damage right there, splitting up those forces. Very smart move. He's going to lose the zealots, but he can do some economic damage in the process. Not really sure why he's focusing on the planetary fortress, though. That's a little bit odd, considering he can't really do any damage. In the meantime, here comes the drop right here by Phoenix, and looking for 3 pylons. There's going to be a 2-pronged attack, because if he's able to respond to that, then he can't really respond to this. Phoenix pushing his way in right now on TT1's other base, and TT1 caught between a rock and a hard place right now. 4 Colossi unescorted, very risky. In the meantime, TT1 able to deal with that. However, a lot of those gateways shut down, so reinforcements will not be forthcoming right now. TT1 not willing to go for it. He's already lost the base, and honestly, if he were to go for that, he'd probably get torn apart. There are too many Marauders in that force. They still won't be able to deal with it. TT1 looking for a counter-attack right here. His income is looking particularly poor right now, considering only a few minutes ago, he had a massive Harvester lead on his opponent. Phoenix is now streaming ahead, looking for the interception right here. Will TT1 have the mobility to do it? He will not. Phoenix much more mobile than those Colossi, so no, that's not going to happen. In the meantime, there's the EMP, blasting a great gaping hole in the shields right now of TT1 and driving him back, which is not what he wanted at all. 5 Colossi on the field, very good upgrades-wise as well, but I still wouldn't want to go in there without sufficient defenses. It's too many Colossi and not enough of the other units to really defend against a huge push from a stim right into the middle of that. Could inflict horrendous losses right here on TT1. And he's looking for the push, and he could get caught out here. This could be the defining engagement of this particular fight. And here we go. Pushing right now on the natural expansion of Phoenix right here. Mass stim right there. Huge firepower being inflicted. However, Phoenix not really able to bring all of his firepower to bear on TT1, but there's a lot of Vikings in the air, not enough anti-air ground units to really deal with them. Another Colossi taken apart, Force absolutely crushed right here. Phoenix losing a huge amount of units in the process. However, taking those Colossi out is critical. Has the back all the way, and TT1 with not a huge number of units left, gonna lose another Colossi by the looks of it. Able to get away, only just. Nice play there by TT1, intercepting the Viking as it comes past. Not a lot of health left out of that one. That Colossi on 1 HP. Excellent micromanagement by TT1. The question is, does he have the units he needs to make this push? He actually does right now. He really, really does. Gotta get aggressive. He's gotta start throwing it down immediately. That's exactly what he's doing. And here we go. Mass damage coming in, and there's no way Phoenix is gonna be able to hold this, surely. But you never know. He snipes off one Colossus. He looks to take the second. He actually is pushing TT1 back. It's unbelievable. The great use of the SCVs right here. Another Colossi going down. Oh my god! It is absolutely flabbergastingly amazing. GG, ladies and gentlemen. TT1 gives it up in a situation where you would think that anyone else would be doomed. Phoenix comes back with SCVs and amazing target firing and eliminates TT1. Unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic. Turn of the tables right there. Phoenix proving why he's one of the most feared Terrans in North America. Oh, wow. There will be some interesting discussions at the team house tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That is TT1 knocked out of the IGN Pro League and his teammate Phoenix advancing into the next round. My name's been Total Biscuit, and I'll see you next time.